since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From the day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I too have a lad, I would show him the way as he did on that day. And so now here I stand with young Lyle by the hand, after walking down Paisley Road West.
And welcome to the Wee Rangers Club and the first edition of Down the Paisley Road West. Today's guest and our first guest of the series is Rangers legend and iconic figure, Johnny Hubbard, MBE. Welcome to the Wee Rangers Club, Johnny.
Thank you very much.
So Johnny, just to put a picture of how you arrived in Glasgow in Scotland, you arrived when you were 18 years old from Pretoria in South Africa. And when you arrived, I believe it was a bit of an epic journey. Can you tell us about coming to Scotland?
Well, when I came here in 1949, as you said, I was 18 years of age. It was a hard decision to make. I was coming across to play for, which I was told was the greatest team in Great Britain, Glasgow Rangers. Matter of fact, I'd never heard of them. And if any Celtic supporters are interested, I never heard of them either. But I knew the teams who had toured South Africa, Clyde, Aberdeen and Motherwell. This was just after the war. Rangers put in an offer for me, and they were going to give me a 3-month trial, £12 a week, £100 signing on fee. I thought, oh well, and if I don't fit in after 3 months, I'll pay all my fares back and keep me in digs. And I stayed with Mrs. Kelly. So when the day I was due to leave, that morning, Clyde offered me £1,000 signing on fee, £20 a week, and a 2-year contract. But like deal or no deal, I said to him, I'm really sorry, it's a good offer, but I've already promised to go to the Rangers. I wouldn't want to go back on my word. And it all ended up the best because I couldn't have come to a better club. I was met at the airport by the one and only Mr. Struth. What a nice gentleman. But the big surprise was he didn't know what he was getting. I was recommended by Alec Pryor, who was an ex-Hibs and in Scottish international fullback, who was in South Africa. And on the plane, we arrived at the Rankrow Airport. And the first part of Scotland I saw was cranes. Of course, we came straight over the Clyde. And when I left London, it was a beautiful sunny day. Glasgow was pouring with rain. On the plane there was only one chap who looked like a footballer, a big Yankee. And when we got off the plane, I noticed Mr. Struth approaching him, and he was shaking his head. I said to myself, oh dear, he's in for a surprise. So I went up to him and said, Mr. Struth. He said, John Hubbard? Thought he was going to have a heart attack. But anyway, he said, welcome. He said, we're going to go to St. Enoch's Hotel now for our dinner. And the taxi driver, Tom Petrie, who used to drive him all over the place, will take us there. And in the morning he'll pick you up and take you to your digs, to Mrs. Kelly in Des Moines, drive on the road.
Yeah.
And I said, is it not possible for me to go to Ibrox tomorrow? This was on a Saturday night. He said, well, there'll be nobody there. I said, no, I just want to see the place and get a feel of the pitch and everything. He said, well, that's a good idea. Tom Petrie the next morning took me to Ibrox. Jimmy Smith was standing at the door waiting for me. Jimmy Smith was about, I used to think he was 7 foot 8, but I think he was 6 foot 8. Big fella. And he had a great record at Ibrox with centre forward, scored a lot of goals. So he gave me an old cotton shirt, short trousers that went nearly down to my ankle, socks, old boots, and a ball. And he said, you have to enjoy yourself. When I was out on the pitch, the next thing I saw, Ian McCall walking around. He'd been injured and he was in for treatment, so he was the first Rangers player I met. So after being out for about half an hour on the pitch, I went in. Jimmy Smith said, as soon as you've had your bath, you have to go up to the manager's office. Mr. Stuth wants to see you. So up I went, and little did I know it, but he was out watching me from the director's box with such a massive silence, I didn't see a soul. He says, son, I've seen you out there, you're going to suit me just fine. He says, I'm going to sign you on for the year. I'm giving you £300 signing on fee and £12 a week, which is a double wage. I said, oh, that's very good here, Mr. Stewart. So, as you can see, Clyde's offer was a lot better, but I came to a club that was very much.
What did he speak about the standards and how were the standards in the days?
Well, you know, when you came there, you didn't have to be told. You could see by other players that there was a standard. So I was quite lucky. I just picked up everything as I went along.
And you always got the best?
Oh,
So fantastic stuff. So then we get to the greats you played with Rangers. Any big characters and friends that you got from the club? I know you're still friendly with Billy Simpson.
well, you know, when I came in 49, Billy came in 50. It didn't take long for us to get together. See, we were the two foreigners, Billy from Northern Ireland, and me from South Africa. So we got on great. And when we played, it was an absolute delight playing with Billy. And actually, the game when I was lucky enough to score a hat-trick against Celtic, that was in January 1955, and Billy scored the first goal in the first half. I scored one in 14 minutes from the end, and Sir Alec Ferguson said it was the greatest goal he'd ever seen. He was 13 years of age when he was at the game. He said he'll never forget it.
What accolade? One of the greatest managers ever in world football, saying that your goal was the greatest goal he'd ever seen. I saw the article in the Manchester United Club News. So run through the goal. What happened? Did you beat many players?
Well, there was a corner kick for Celtic. The score was 1 each at the time. Celtic took the corner. John Little was at the near post, and he headed the ball out to me, and I was just at the side of our big area, and I got the ball. The first man who tackled me was Mike Hockney, the right back. I beat him, and I looked for Billy Simpson, but there was no sign of him. So on I went. Next one I beat was Bobby Evans. Still no sign of Billy Simpson. On I went. The next one was Jock Steen. He was easily beat. And the next one was the left back, I forget his name.
Pico.
No, he was a half back. But anyway, I beat him. And then Bell, the goalkeeper, came out and I waltzed around him. By this time I forgot about Billy Simpson. And I just walked the ball into the back of the net. And I've actually got a photograph where you take it from behind the goal and you see me walking the ball into the net. The goalkeeper on his hands and knees looking at me. And Jock Steen and Hartley running outside the box. And then the second goal, I gave the ball to Billy. He went to the outside left position. I came into the centre position. He went down the wing, I went down the centre. Billy crossed, terrible cross, came just above my waist. Couldn't get my head to it, and I couldn't get my feet to it. I just put it in with my chest. And the final goal was 2 minutes from the end. Eric Grierson was pulled down in the box, and I got my hat trick.
And a hat trick again.